Now, where's Gav?
Gav should be back by now.
I hear there's trouble in Rosaria.
Ah, Clive! How I've missed that scowl.
Where's my report?
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's head? And how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first?
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
Well, the two nations beat their shields. The rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the Mother Crystals. Four Mother Crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed. And Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rossfield.
Lord Byron Rossfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait, Rossfield. And you're a Rossfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune. Along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
What are we waiting for, indeed?
Welcome back, Sid. Oh, keep your mug handy.
Think it's all right to touch him?
How much water can a flower drink? It's not deep.
Won't be long now, Martel. Try your... Sid, I am,
Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah, it's just... Well, as you know,
It's good to know there's something of the old hideout.
Martel's pride and joy. It was a sapling when she rescued it from the rubble, but look at it now. I took it on, you see, after she... Well, after she... And not only is it ready, it's actually tasty. Sweet.
Impressive.
I thought this first harvest could go to the curse breakers, on account of all they do for the hideaway. You couldn't take them some, could you? Seems better them coming from you.
It'll be nice being the bearer of good news for a change.
Oh, she always had a soft spot for that lot, see? And once they've had their share, I'll see to it that everyone else gets. Here you go. Martel apples, they're called. You hear that, Martel? Martel would have wanted the curse breakers to be the first to try our apples. I'm sorry to put... to the trouble, Sid. But thanks.
Did you come through the forge today? It smells like a still.
Explain blacksmith.
And you say Sid built this place?
Perhaps they're old enough for the sins of Zemeckis.
There was a time I only had eyes.
They say remove the brand is almost as painful as
What's the matter, Nect? The hunt board. It's where the curse breakers post sightings of particularly fearsome beasts. Those that might pose a threat to our operation. Just because they can't be dealt with when they're spotted, doesn't mean they can't be dealt with later. Right. Well, the people of Valisthea are going through a lot already. What with the Blight and the war. The last thing they need is ungodly fiends terrorizing them on top of everything else. So if the curse breakers are too busy to help, then perhaps I can. I don't...
Thought Martha's all right.
Yep. You two look like you could use something to...
Martel.
Weren't she the girl from the...
Of course she was.
Aye, and brave as a bane might. Remember when she ran back into the hideaway to collect them trees?
These aren't those up. She'd have been proud. And
A gift from the backyard.
Blimey, these take me back. Old Sid was the only one who could stomach it. He'd have 'em right from the branch, made Martel livid. Not that...
That sounds like this...
planning on keeping that lot to yourself. Hang on. I'm glad to see someone carried on what she started. Can't have been easy. Reckon she'd be happy knowing all her hard. Clive, tell the lad down in the backyard to run some over for me, will ya?
Not so much as a thank. Well, I've got... You can leave the basket with me. I'll see that the others get their share. Oh, and,
That was the last of the apples. I should head to the backyard and pass along everyone's regards.
And you say Sid built this place? Did you come through the forge today? It smells like a still. Would explain.
How much water can a flower drink?
The curse breakers sent their... They were clearly...
They remembered her. I suppose she was very kind. Even to a tongue-tied lump, she put everything into her work. She wasn't going to rest. When she died, I named a sapling after her.
And through you.
I didn't do...
By the way, Otto's...
Of course not. They like your fruit, Martel. Just look at her. Isn't Martel in fine fettle? What about young Boppy Mill here? He's got some work to do if he wants to catch up with his brother Kenneth.
I hear there's trouble in Rosaria.
That
was as ragged as...
Clive! Quick look. Always something in there.
Oh, Clive!
The patron, does that mean... so?
Oh, no, that's still me. It's just Karen has her toll. Blackthorn has... I still catalogue every item that arrives, in addition to setting... Come to claim your just desserts? Here you are. I gave you that one, didn't I? All in good time, eh? I don't have that one. You do. Here you are. Come again. I may have more for you.
Do you think it was wise to leave Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
Stay down!
Ready, go? Deserve a rest.
All yours, Torgal! All yours, Torgal! Too slow. To me, boy! I'm hurt, Torgal.
Training pride.
Get him! It's over!
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord help.
Quiet, you!
Jill.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all. For the...
Of course, your lordship. You shall have a...
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's
Then they must be here for something.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
You're a long way from home, aren't you? I suppose we won't be seeing you again.
Excuse me, but what was all that about?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There have been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say the Empire wants answers on what the Empire wants.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on... You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones.
You're going
You
on
could take on the Empire. What with their 100 full legions?
100? I heard it were 1,000.
Word is, Porty soldiers closed their gates to all...
You seen?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. At least I think there was a Black Shields. Can't say I ever saw...
Was this the first time they visited the...
What do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought if only we were. I might have turned them in and become a Black Shield myself.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know.
How'd you get it?
But we need to find out.
Word is, Porty soldiers closed their gates to all but...
I told you to stay in the house. Go on.
Greetings, friend.
I know that.
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers.
Don't you go telling these strangers that... I speak for the people of this village. You are to leave Amber...
May I at least...
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay up, some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people, this village will not.
Then we shall be on our way. These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to... A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperial? Perhaps the next village will yield morons.
Perhaps.
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
We're not alone.
Ever since the apothecary, we've seen more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waking them? The mother crystals collapsed?
I have an idea. You're not going to like it.
Waken, wind!
Come on. Run like the wind. Straight home now. Let's go. Fly, Ambrosia.
Blood, Clive.
And still.
You were told to stay in your home.
The black
You know who we are. And still, you would why then? We owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again. I'll show you a true shield of Rosaria. Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, your friends have been found. They await you in...
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry. Find something, boy. Death.
Found her.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone...
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross. Over to Rosalith.
Didn't happen to come by way of Oldhill, did you? Saw some Imperials clad in black making for the docks just... Tell us there's a curfew, but they're refusing.
Passage to the provincial capital is restricted to Imperial Army personnel.
The gates are closed! Begone!
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
You find no succor to the south travellers, nor beyond the Buer. The Empire has seen...
Don't go thinking you'll find refuge in the houses outside Port Isolde. The place is a wretched hide of thieves and blackguards.
It's over.
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle... better. That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Let us pass! My children are starving!
Have mercy.
Voice-ripped dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here!
No, enough
Fuck off!
I'm the chinless bastards. Those crystals belong to us all.
I said, where were you, filth? Back to your stalls! Cut you down where you stand! Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to...
I suspect everyone in that crowd. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. The Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city then.
If you're sure. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for. This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Not abandoned, then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out. Or not.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died. Huh? Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
We can speak inside.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye. The foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we.
Make ready.
This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves Shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
I suppose we owe you our thanks. You spared us when you could have just as easily sent us to the mud.
You're telling me that's the Archduke's son? What is it you require? Of course, my lord. I will be here should you need aught else.
Tell us then, Sir Wade.
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buick Bridge, and provoke the main, sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians. The Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without... While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we...
How small
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company.
But until we arrived, that was your plan.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them putting an end to...
And so...
We'll keep them from the bridge.
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first... village. We tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Sideways.
Come along now.
The bastard
There they are. On your command, my lord.
What is it now?
We bear a message for the Vicereine.
Ha! You presume that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman, and a could guard aught against the might of the Black... Die along with your... For Azaria!
For Azaria!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear.
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
We've had to fight that battle for them.
More dragons.
Worms. The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
This one.
I don't see any more.
It did. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards Perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings.
Perhaps. Though she'll move swiftly to see her minions wrecked.
And then it will all begin. I often wonder if the nation we once knew has got her fields rot. Her people, we battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home.
And we must. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy and her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith.
So, Wade.
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrisons are sound.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your...
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was... And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared.
And appearances. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his... where he would be of no use, and so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that it is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith...
I might have something which could help with the... It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will...
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything...
I know.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Maddo in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint of the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster?
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us, then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you